Hey guys, it's Elogee. I'm back here with another chill video. As you can see by the title, this is going to be a series of tournament replays. I'm just going to be going over them post-com. I like to do this every once in a while, like once a year. I usually end up doing some post-commentated tournament battles, and that's what this is. So this is from a tournament known as the ATG Dragon 2020 tournament or something to that effect. It's just a little tournament hosted in a Discord server I was in. I believe we had a limit of, I want to say 16 competitors. It might have only been 8. I can't remember. I think it was 8. Well, let me check. Let me just go to the server and see what the bracket shows. This is the server, the Dragon Empire. And here's the tournament. Just the Discord server itself is Dragon themed. This tournament wasn't Dragon themed or anything. It's just a standard Smogon singles OU tournament. And when I saw that, I ended up signing up. And yeah, looking at the bracket, it looks like there was only 8 competitors. So I ended up signing up. And as you can see by the bracket here, my first opponent is Mr. Fish. We get to this battle. And I didn't really have that many teams. I wanted to play OU. That's why I signed up for this tournament. I was in such a strong mood to play Smogon OU. Didn't feel like laddering, so this was actually perfect for me. But I didn't really have any teams, so I just used one of my Tyranitar teams, the one with Life Orb DD. And of course, we got these two. Lesser seen mons, but we got Scarf Dracovish. It's currently May 20th at the time I'm recording this. Dracovish is actually being suspect tested. It got the test started. I think it might have been this day, the day I started the tournament. I don't remember, but either way, I'm bringing Dracovish. It had no The suspect test had no bearing on what I was going to bring. It just happened to be on this team. So speaking of the team, it's Scarf Dracovish, defensive Como, standard Cinderace, Specs, Xatu, DD Lapras. This is my fish check, and like I said, Life Orb DD Tar. And he's got a pretty standard team here. I was pretty worried upon seeing Cloyster, because Cloyster is always problematic, but for the most part, didn't feel like either of us had a particularly good or bad matchup. Outside of wild things like Cloyster for him, Dracovish for me, we both kind of destroy each other, so let's just get the replay started. He leads Drill, I lead Xatu. I saw that he only had this as a potential rocker, so wanted to lead Xatu to... I was going to say get the magic bounce, but he has mold breaker, so that doesn't really that wouldn't really work. So I don't remember what my mentality was for leading Xatu. I do have Heat Wave though, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to go for, yeah, and take him down to his sash as he opts to Iron Head for damage instead of getting up rocks as he goes out to Dragapult. And the Heat Wave does a clean 25. Now I go into my Tyranitar because I should be able to live anything except he's Life Orb. No, he's not Life Orb. It just does that much. Wow. Is he banded? I don't know. That looks like a lot of damage to Tyranitar. But anyway, my Tyranitar goes down. With the conch in the back, everything outspeeds it here. Tyranitar just wasn't going to be having a good time. So I determined it to be the weakest link, expecting to get to it KO'd if he was not Specs right there, because if he was Specs, I could easily come in on Shadow Ball and set up. But in any other case, Tyranitar wasn't going to be doing much, and like I said, it just ended up dying to Dragon. I'm really curious. So he wasn't banded. I just don't know. But either way, yeah, T-Tar going down was the most expendable I felt. So here he, I guess, sacks his Excadrill as I go for Freeze Dry, trying to kill the Dragapult if he wanted to stay in, but he didn't. So my Lapras is in and he goes Cloyster. He sets up a Shell Smash. I was hoping that after the Shell Smash that Freeze Dry would put him in range of like my Ice Shard or something, but Like every time with Cloyster, it always happens to have the exact perfect item it needs for whatever situation it is. Case in point, he has the white herb. So Freeze Dry probably isn't going to do too much. Just kidding though, I end up critting. And with the sand, it puts him at 7%. So I actually go for Ice Shard here to try to pick him off before he can hit me with Rock Blast. I didn't really think it would kill, and it actually doesn't kill. It only does 3%. Like, good lord, that is... like, really? 3? You're not even gonna make it a 2-hit KO? 3% Cloyster, good lord. So, expected to lose my Lapras here, but he doesn't go for Rock Blast. Instead goes for Quad-resisted Icicle Spear. Maybe he didn't have Rock Blast. Like, that's my only possible explanation as for why he went for Icicle Spear. He probably has Liquidation. I don't know what other move it could be. Maybe Spikes? I really have no explanation why he didn't Rock Blast there. But either way, yeah, the sand happens to go down there, so the Cloyster doesn't even die to sand. So I just Ice Shard again and get a higher roll. I do 4% instead of 3 this time. And I knock out the threat. So that was phenomenal. Always great to get Cloyster out of the way. So now he goes Conkeldurr, and I just go out to Como because I knew he would go for knockoff there. Didn't want to go into my Xatu. Xatu is only at 25, so probably wouldn't be a good idea to go in regardless, even if I didn't expect knockoff. But I did. That's why I went to Como. Because had he gone for like Drain Punch or something, it would have hurt way more. He actually goes for Burnt Drain Punch now, but after my Iron Defense, it's only doing 23. So this time I'm actually expecting him to go to, I believe, Togekiss. So I just get up my rocks. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. This could have Defog, but I don't see Togekiss running it very often this gen in OU, so I wasn't sure. He also had Drill and potentially even Cloyster that could have spun, so yeah, I don't know, but I'm not going to stay in here. I think I actually just sack my, I was going to say Xatu, but it looks like I went Cinderace and went for Power Ball as he goes for Sub on his Togekiss. Power Ball is able to connect, and he's able to 2-hit KO me with his Air Slashes. Not sure why he subbed there, but maybe going for a miss. I really couldn't tell you, but he was able to knock out my Cinderace, so rip Big Bunny. So he's got Togekiss. I just go Dracovish to start doing stuff with Scarf Fishes. So there's that. Dragapult coming out. I'm not staying in here. Time to sack my Xatu. And I can go right back to Lapras. I really thought about going for Liquidation here in case his Rotom or Conkeldurr wanted to come in, but I just went for the safe play in case he stayed in. Went for Freeze Dry. Only did 10 to the Rotom, as we can see it is Boots, as expected. There he goes for Nasty Plot on my Switch, and unfortunately for him, misses Toxic, as Body Press is easily able to 2-hit KO. So, yeah, we get rid of the Rotom with pretty much no consequences. I mean, I'm Toxic on my my Como, but I guess it loses to Conk now, so there's that. But you know, all around, I'm not in too bad of a position here. He just KOs me with Dragon Darts. So now I go back to Lapras, and last time I almost went for Liquidation, expecting him to switch into Rotom, but I didn't do it. This time, I made up my mind. I'm going to double into my Dracovish, expecting Conk to come out, and as you can see, that is exactly what he does. So this play decided me the game, so I'm able to knock out the Conkeldurr. The Dragapult can come in, knock me out with Dragon Darts, but as we're going to see, I bring out my Lapras. He's got that big Ice Shard and able to knock out the Dragapult, so there's Lapras putting in work. Very pleased with how this game went. I did get very fortunate. And in an absolutely hilarious display of incompetence, the clip that I recorded just ended right there, mid-explanation, when I was discussing thoughts on the battle. I don't remember what I even said. I'm assuming it had to do with the fact that I got a little lucky by my opponent either not having Rock Blast or at least not going for it. Yeah, I don't even remember what I was going to say. I don't understand why the clip just ended like way before I hit record, but that was the end of that battle. So move on from this bracket to this one. Here are the round 2 battles for the Dragonite Cup 2020. And as you can see, I moved on, and I'll now be taking on Forgotten Past. And hopefully this clip didn't cut out early. Okay, so here we are for round 2, where I'm taking on Forgotten Past. This is a team I actually made post Dracovish Suspect. Put me in mind of how Dracovish and people's reaction to Dracovish. People don't like that they have to run certain things like Seismitoad or Ferrothorn or I guess Gastrodon and Vaporeon to lesser extents. As you can see, I got one member on here that does not belong. That being good old Maractus. Maractus has Storm Drain, and I think Water Absorb as well, but I got Storm Drain on mine. It's my fish check. I'll just explain the whole team. So this is my my fish answer. I wanted this because I have these 2 ground types already, just standard Fat Hippo Rush Drill, and I didn't want Gastrodon or Seismitoad on my team because I already had 2 ground types and I don't want another one, so I just went with good old Maractus, because Maractus is actually pretty legit. Like, it's got spikes, it's got knockoff, like I said, it's got a Water Absorb. Like, it isn't a good mon, but it isn't bad. Like, I'm gonna make a separate video how I feel about Dracovish. I'm not gonna explain too much right here because I just want to get into the battle, but I'm trying to explain why Maractus is on this team. Like, I know you can see my reasoning, but like, just the fact that I actually brought a Maractus team to a tournament game, you're probably like, Andy, what are you doing? But I'm trying to explain it is legit. That's all I'm getting at. Now, aside from that, I got Nasty Plot Hydreigon. It originally had Dark Pulse, Flash Cannon, Life Orb, by the way, Life Orb plus 2 Flash Cannon, Oakclose, Spadef, Clefable. And it originally had Draco Meteor, but I dropped Draco Meteor for Roost because there were some situations where I would need to switch into, what was it? Was it Ghost attacks? It was some kind of attacks that I needed, that there were some situations where I would need to bring Hydreigon in, and I wanted Roost, so those were my 2 attacks on Hydreigon and Roost, and Nasty Plot final. My Cinderace, it has Pyro Ball, U-Turn, standard, Sucker Punch, also kind of standard, and I don't have Court Change, I actually have Taunt. I figured it'd come in handy more so than, what's the other move they run, like High Jump Kick? Or Court Change. So yeah, I have Taunt on mine. And then in my last spot, I originally had Specs Keldeo, but I had to change it because my fish check here, if fish locks into Outrage, I want a fairy to take advantage of that. So I switched Keldeo to Primarina. I was originally just going to put Specs on it, but I went with the standard OU set for Primarina this gen, which is Substitute, Psychic, Scald, Moonblast with Metronome. That way it can power through Toxapex with Psychic. So yeah, that's the team I'm running. I know it looks a little weird with the Maractus Primarina, but I think it's legit. I think it's pretty good. So let's just see how it matches up versus this pretty cool looking rain team. So yeah, let's just get started. He leads Pelipper as I expected, and I led with Hydreigon. His best play here is U-turning, so I'm not going to bother Nasty Plotting. I thought about it in case he wanted to go hard Clef, or in case he wanted to, I don't know what else he would do, maybe just fire off a Hurricane, but I just felt like going for damage versus this thing would be my best play because I didn't expect him to allow me to set up here, so I do just go for a strong Dark Pulse, and it does 77 to this thing, so Yeah, he does just go for the U-turn. Like I said, I feel that was his best play, which is why I made the play I did. And it's good because he goes out to Dragapult. Now, I have Fat Hippo on my team specifically for Dragapult. That might have been why, in case I wanted to switch into like Shadow Ball, Specs Shadow Ball from Dragapult or something. That might be why I have Roost. But now it's Hippo's turn to come in on this thing, as he actually goes for Thunder. I was not expecting Thunder at all. I expected either Dragon Darts, maybe Dragon Dance, or possibly Draco Meteor. I was not expecting Thunder. I don't even know what he was trying to hit with Thunder. I guess Primarina. But I just went Hippo because it just seemed like my most optimal switch. The fact that he's Thunder, though, leads me to believe he's Specs. And it doesn't necessarily confirm it, but it definitely contributes to that belief because he switches out here and goes hard Ludicolo as I just get up my rocks. Now, I can't remember what I do here. I think I just go out to my Maractus. Let's see. Yep, there it is. As he goes for Giga Drain, as you can see, eating that up completely. Now, like I mentioned, this thing gets knockoff, it gets spikes. Mine also has Giga Drain and Weather Ball. I'm like modest with near max special attack with an expert belt, because in the sand, Weather Ball with this expert belt and everything guaranteed Oko's, I want to say, Cinderace. So I think that was the reasoning behind this particular set. So he has Rain Dance on his Ludicolo, which was holding leftovers, but I was able to knock that off, so no more leftovers. He's Rain Dish as well, so I don't have to worry about him sweeping. I think I go for Spikes here. Yep. And I think I knock off the Ferrothorn's leftovers, because as you can see, this team is a little weak to Ferrothorn, especially in the rain. So being able to knock this thing off is definitely going to help my team power through it. So Maractus definitely putting in, supporting the team. He knocked off my expert belt. So here I go hard Cinderace on the knockoff, so rip Boots. The rain is still up. I'm just going to go for a U-turn as he sacks Pelipper. Probably a good play on his part, though I don't think he would have died had I gone for Power Ball. So I don't know if U-turning there was my play, but point is, he sacked his Pelipper right as the rain was on its final turn, so he has no more rain unless he manually sets it up again with Ludicolo. So here he goes out to Clefable, and this is where the taunt actually comes in clutch, because as you can see, he's a Calm Mind Clef. And look at this damage I'm about to do. Oh wait, do I attack him? Oh, I just U-turn there. That's a very, like, that puts me in a very good position. There must be some other part of the game where it reveals how little damage I do with physical attacks. Like, I think it's actually Bold Clef with Calm Mind. Like, the set from Gen 6 is coming back. So I'm very glad I have taunt on this Cinderace. But here I can just go into Drill, knock this thing out with Quake. And he's forced to go out to Dragapult. Probably going to go for Fire Blast, so I just sack my Maractus. Yep. Bye, buddy. You definitely supported the team. So here I go out to my Hydreigon, expecting him to be Specs, like I mentioned. So I pull a double into my Primarina, just in case he wasn't Specs. Because if he wasn't Specs right there, he would go for Draco Meteor on my Hydreigon. So that was that play of mine covered the possibility of. It looks like this clip also cut out early as well, so about 5 minutes of footage got cut out, so that's incredibly lame, but I'm at least able to recreate the ending narration for this. So where were we? Looks like I was explaining that I doubled to Primarina in case he wasn't locked into that Fire Blast, I believe it was. He would go for Dragon Darts there, so I switched to Primarina to cover that, but this also covered the Clefable play, because you're going to see I easily... Oh, I do not do it KO, I only do 47, as he sets up a Calm Mind. Huh. I just recorded this yesterday, and I already forgot how little that did. Okay, well, keep that in mind, it does a little less than half. But now I know he's forced to soft-boiled, so I'm just going to go hard into my Excadrill. Like I said, knowing he is forced to soft-boiled right here. And now I just go for Iron Head. Because I'm not Life Orb, that only does 64%. And he's able to hit me hard with a +1 Flamethrower. But because he's so bulky, has no offensive investment, I'm able to survive. Fortunately, I don't get burned or anything, so I'm able to keep this Clef at bay. I'm pretty certain he's going to preserve the Clef and go into Ferrothorn, so I should Earthquake here, but seeing as how little Iron Head did, I was not confident not going for Iron Head right here, so I do go for Iron Head as he goes to the predictable Ferrothorn, but like I said, I was not comfortable risking not KOing Clefable, even though it wasn't really a risk. Like most of my team outsped him here at that point, so even if he like Flamethrowered to knock me out, I think not Earthquaking there, well, I don't know, if Earthquake would have 2-hit KO'd the Ferrothorn, it would be one thing, but I really don't think it would have, so hard to tell. But either way, I took unnecessary damage there by a predictable play that I didn't predict, so unfort. But now I just go to Hippo, as I think he gets up spikes, yeah. So here I go out to my Cinderace. I want the Sand up, just so I can start doing it with Excadrill. I think he actually goes for Knockoff here, or Body Press. Body Press it is, and almost kills my Rabbit, but now I'm free to just click Pyro Ball. I knock this thing out. Sand drops me down to 6% as he goes into Dragapult, but I do have the Sucker Punch, and he is Specs, so I'm just free to go for that and knock him out. So Cinderace putting in definite work there. He has 2 Mons left, and okay, I remember narrating this yesterday. He goes to Drill, I go to my own Drill, expecting to live the spike because I'm at 8%. I'm expecting to survive the spike because in my mind I'm thinking, oh, I quad resist that, so I'll only take 4% and I'll survive. But no, that is not how spikes work. I was thinking of rocks. Spikes always does standard of 12, so I got messed up there, but it actually kind of works out for me because I'm able to see who he goes to. He opts to go Drill, so that allows me to go, I remember this, I actually go Hippo when I should have went Hydreigon. I don't know, because I might be in range of Earthquake. The point is, I do not want Hippo in versus Clefable, but I end up going Hippo now just to take out the Drill. He goes for Iron Head trying to flinch me. He doesn't get it, and I'm able to knock out the Drill. But now this is the position I didn't want, because Clefable comes out, and if it gets out of hand, like, my team can't do anything, because it's bulky physically, so Hippo can't knock it out from here. And if he sets up Calm Minds, my special attackers can't do it, so it's gonna get real dicey right now. So I actually end up going hard into my Hydreigon, knowing he's probably going to soft-boiled now, which he does. At this point it was a little scary because he could Calm Mind. He could just Moonblast to knock me out. I'm expecting the Moonblast, so I'm going to go for my neutral Flash Cannon. Neutral Life Orb Flash Cannon, as it does 65%, so solid damage there. If he actually Calm Minds here, I'm pretty sure Flash Cannon again will knock him out. Maybe not, because he has leftovers, but he doesn't Calm Mind, he does just knock me out with the Moonblast, so I made the right call there. Now my Primarina can come in, and we saw it did 47 before, so like I said, I can just come in, knock him out, and that'll be that. So a little dicey there at the end. Clefable could have gotten way out of hand, but I definitely played, I probably could have played it cleaner, but I definitely played in a way that I didn't allow it to get out of hand, and managed to secure the victory, so that is what matters. In my original narration, I kept kicking myself for not going Hydreigon on the Excadrill, but in retrospect, I'm pretty sure Excadrill would have knocked me out with Quake, especially with Sand and Life Orb, so I do, in retrospect, stand by the play I made. So yeah, I'm actually, I'm glad I was able to re-record this ending part. So, since this got cut out as well. I moved on from this round and made it to the final round, and I'll be taking on Latios Eon. So yeah, let's just get into the next clip, which I'm pretty sure did not get cut out, so that's good. So here we are at the finals match versus Latios Eon. Like I said, I was running low on teams. There were those two I made. One was the Tyranitar team from weeks ago, and the last one I just made the other day. So I wanted to use a different one, and I actually wanted to use this team, which is Mono Choice Band. I'm sure you've seen it around. Banded Daunt, Banded Aegislash, Banded Zeraora, Banded Flygon, Banded Mammo, Banded Cinderace. Kind of loses on the spot to things like a well-played Dracovish, because it's like, I mean, Zeraora outspeeds it, so if you play well, you won't auto-lose to it, but it's not a very good team by any means, but it's a fun one that I had, so I just brought it. I figured this was a best of 3, so even if I do lose this one, I can use one of my teams as backup. So this is what I brought round 1. Looks like my opponent has some kind of webs plus Mimikyu Keldeo, and then some bulky things over here, so I was expecting potentially Cinderace lead. Why did I say Cinderace? Galvantula lead. So I thought about leading Cinderace, but it didn't really get me anything because he would be Sash, obviously. So he would be able to get up webs, which is something I didn't really want. So I actually decided to lead Flygon, as he leads Keldeo. Now, if he has Specs, this OHKOs. If he has Icy Wind, it OHKOs, obviously. I didn't know what would be the case here. This team, just by the nature of it, doesn't really switch well into anything. So you kind of have to go with what you got. So I went with what I had, and he has Life Orb, Hydro Pump, and he's able to knock me out. So I lose my Flygon turn 1 for no reason. RIP. But now I at least know he's Life Orb, Hydro Pump, Keldeo. So here, what do? Do I just Plasma Fist? I think I do. As he goes hard Galvantula and gets 2-hit KO'd by this, I thought he might try to go to Drill on this, but he actually just stays in. I Plasma Fisted there just in case he stayed in. He should know by the damage that I'm banded and try to pivot to Drill, but in case he tried to stay in, I went for Plasma Fist just to ensure the webs didn't get up, because I have no hazard control on this team aside from Court Change Cinderace, so didn't want to be forced into a situation like that, so I just went for Plasma Fist. Fortunately, I'm able to knock him out, so no webs, but this allows him to bring in Mimikyu. I cannot ever allow my Zeraora to like die or even take a hit, because I absolutely need it for Melodic here, because I'm expecting it to be Flame Orb, Marvel Scale, and unless I'm able to knock it off or something, which is highly unlikely, it's just gonna wall my entire team into oblivion. So I need to preserve Zeraora at all costs. So hard Cinderace, as it actually goes for Play Rough, and I look like a lord for reading that, but here he goes Melodic as I do U-turn, get back in my Zeraora. I U-turned there just primarily to break the disguise, but he went Melodic, so now I know he's burnt. So just like I said, I need to never let Zeraora die, basically, because I need it for this thing. So I think I go for Plasma Fist just because the way he was playing it, I couldn't really get a read on how he was going to play this, so I went for the Plasma Fist as he goes Drill. And this is bad. I really don't switch well into Drill at all. I think I go Crawdaunt, because it's the one thing that can live an Earthquake. It barely survives that. But I knew I would survive, because Crawdaunt is naturally physically bulky, and I can threaten it with Aqua Jet. I was very close to going for knockoff here, expecting Melodic to come back in, but I couldn't risk it. Drill was too much of a problem, so I go for the safe Aqua Jet, and Melodic comes back. And now this is bad. Yeah, I go hard Zeraora on the Scald, risking getting burnt because I don't have another play. I legitimately can't go into anything else. You can see the flaws with this team. It does not switch well into attacks, and versus a thing like Melodic, you need certain things, so you can't just throw Pokemon away while you have them in. You have to switch to things, and you're always in a disadvantageous spot when you get forced on the defensive. So I am not playing this team optimally. I need when I'm using this team, I need to keep in mind that you need to play aggressively. So going for Aqua Jet the turn before as opposed to Knockoff was a misplay. I can say that comfortably now, but at the time it just seemed too much of a risk to let Drill potentially kill my Crawdaunt, but now I can see that bringing in Zeraora and risking getting burnt is a much bigger risk than potentially losing Daunt to Drill. So I definitely misplayed on those turns, but I'm able to go for the... Do I go for CC? Yeah, I do. I really don't know why he stayed in here. Like, none of his moves are really making any kind of sense to me, but he does stay in and risks his... I consider it a win con, because, I mean, if it goes down, like, my team doesn't have nearly as much of a problem as it does while this thing is alive, so I don't know why he risked it there. Maybe expecting my CC, but I don't feel like he was in a position to make that play. Like, you need to preserve this thing, but he goes for that. Scald is almost able to knock me out, but it doesn't, so I survive 2 Scalds, 1 at -1, and I don't get burned 2 out of 2 times. If that isn't fortunate, I don't know what is, but I do just CC again and knock out the Melodic. He could have, again, preserved, like, he had Mimikyu he could have gone to, he had Togekiss he could have gone to, but I just couldn't get a read of how he was playing. So I CC'd again as he just sacked his Melodic, so I really had no idea what to expect. So he goes Mimikyu. I obviously can't stay in here because I'm locked into CC. So I go hard Cinderace again as he sneaks. And I think I U-turn. Yeah, sneak, unable to kill. So I U-turn there, break the disguise, and go into Aegislash. Because I'm in shield form, Shadow Sneak from him won't do much, whereas my Sneak will definitely kill him. So I'm just going to go for Sneak as he goes Togekiss, and Shadow Sneak only does 39, so now I'm in a bad spot. I think I actually sack my Zeraora here because now that Melodic is down, it's not as vital. Oh, Cinderace too, yeah. As he reveals Fire Blast, so I didn't stay in with Aegislash in case he had something like that. Just sacked my Cinderace, so necessary sack on my part there, so rip Cinderace, but now at least I know I can go Mamo. Do I go Mamo? Yeah, and just go for Crash as he brings in Keldeo. Takes only 39, so I was expecting Banded Crash to do like 50, but bulky Keldeo just ate that for breakfast. And again, we're in a very, very scary position. I can't really switch in, period. I think I end up sacking my Crawdaunt. Yeah. It was the only thing that I could expend at that point. So back to Zeraora, and I think I go for... What do I go for? CC? CC hits this and Drill. Plasma Fist hits this, Mimikyu, and Togekiss. I really don't know what I go for here. Oh right, I don't go for anything because he has Aqua Jet Keldeo. Yeah, I don't even remember what I clicked there. I guess it doesn't matter. I was never expecting the Aqua Jet Keldeo, so at this point I thought I lost for sure because I wasn't sure how I was going to ever kill the Excadrill because it outspeeds Mamo if it's Jolly, which it probably should be. I guess I was banking off it not being because he has Web, so maybe he's running Adamant. So here I just go for Sneak because it'll kill Keldeo with the Life Orb damage, I think. But he actually... This is definitely a throw 100%. He goes hard Drill on Sneak, and it does over half. So he throws away his Excadrill, which was his win condition. Like, I couldn't defeat it unless, like I said, it was Adamant, which it very well may have been, but I have no way of knowing. So I was ecstatic when that happened because I felt, okay, now I actually have a shot again. So he goes Togekiss. I go Mammo because I know I can survive with Thick Fat. It only does, like, I want to say upwards of 50%, but he actually misses Fire Blast. I was just hoping I didn't get burned. Like, that was the only thing that mattered to me, but I dodged Fire Blast. You can say it mattered, but as long as I didn't get burnt, I feel like I was, in the clear there. Here I crash, knock out the Togekiss, and here he throws again and goes Mimikyu instead of Keldeo. Keldeo coming in would have killed Mammo. With the Life Orb hit, he would be down to 22%. I could knock him out with Shadow Sneak, but then Mimikyu could come in and knock me out with Shadow Sneak. So that was like 100% a win on his part, but he did this, and I'm able to crash. I don't miss. I knock out the Mimikyu, so Keldeo can come in. He actually misses Pump, just pour salt in the wound, but he definitely had outs he could have done to win this game, but he didn't. So, like, yeah, I don't even know what to say. What you could call that luck on my part that my opponent choked, but we take it. So now we move on to round 2. As you can see, I went back to my Maractus Sand team as he opts to keep the team he just used. I don't have hazard control on this team, so I was a little worried because Galvantula could potentially get up webs, which could potentially hinder my Cinderace and Drill. Even with Sand, though I think I would still outspeed everything here. Yeah, so I think I would be good with Drill, but I really didn't want webs up just for the rest of my team, so I ended up leading Maractus, expecting Galvantula, which I guess is a little weird, because he could have Bug Buzz. No, I don't, this lead didn't really work versus Galvantula, because I can't really threaten it either. So I guess I was just, because last time he led Keldeo, probably expecting my Cinderace versus Galvantula, and it looks like he does the same thing here. He leads a Melodic expecting my Cinderace, expecting his Galvantula, because that's the only thing that makes sense, because this doesn't even threaten Galvantula. So I guess I was expecting something like that again. I don't think I would have led this potentially versus Galvantula, because that just doesn't even make sense, all things considered. So yeah, I guess I was expecting one of the water types again. So it works out because he leads Melodic. This is good for me. I'm going to take this opportunity to knock this thing off, because without its Marvel Scale, it's going to be way easier for my team to take down, though this team has a much easier time taking it down because it has a few special attackers, so I don't have to worry as much about Marvel Scale. But I'm going to definitely take this opportunity to knock it off if he stays in, which he does, to go for Ice Beam, and I'm able to knock off his Flame Orb. So turn 1, and we're already looking good. So I'm pretty sure he's going to Ice Beam again, so I'm just going to go out to my Primarina as he goes for Ice Beam. Like I said, does 9 as I expected. Now here I go for Substitute, but he pulls out two things I wasn't expecting. 287 speed. What is my speed? 190, and Melodic is at 198. Okay, so I was not expecting him to outspeed me here because I had so much speed on my Primarina. I guess I just didn't consider how much naturally faster Melodic was than Primarina, so I was expecting to outspeed him here, go for Sub, and be able to just run all over this Melodic, but he actually not only outspeeds me, but he has Toxic. You can see it right there, it missed, and I lucked out there, because I get my Sub off without any kind of repercussions. But yeah, I was not considering the possibility of him outspeeding me, and I definitely wasn't considering Toxic. I guess Toxic is kind of standard on Melodic, but I just hadn't seen it in so long, it completely slipped my mind. But the big thing, I really didn't expect to get outsped there, but I was wrong, and I got bailed out for it because I dodged Toxic, so didn't play that one optimally, but it worked out because, like I said, I'm behind a Sub now. This Melodic can't do anything to me. I'm just going to go for Moonblast, take this Galvantula down to Sash, and he sets up a Sticky Web, so that is unfortunate because, like I said, I have no way of removing that, but I'm sitting behind a Sub with my Primarina, and he's going to have to lose some Pokemon here. So he goes Drill. Iron Heads to break my sub, but Scald is able to knock Drill out. So here goes Togekiss. I don't have any reason to stay in, so I just go to Hippo as he goes for Air Slash, and it does a lot, like 40%. I'm pretty sure he's offensively invested, so I will keep that in mind. What do I do here? I think I just sack my Maractus. Oh, he actually goes... Yeah, I try to sack my Maractus, but he goes Keldeo hard. I don't know why. I was never staying in there with my Hippo, because Togekiss is notorious for just flinching down with Air Slash. I couldn't really threaten it anyway, so I'm not sure why he switched there. He definitely didn't need to, but he did. And, you know, this could be good if he doesn't have Icy Wind. If he does, I might even survive it, but probably not because he's Life Orb. But I was sacking my Maractus anyway, so I just stay in here to Giga Drain. But as you'll see, he does not have Icy Wind, or he doesn't go for Icy Wind at the very least. He goes for Air Slash. Keldeo gets Air Slash, ladies and gentlemen. Did you know that? I did not know that. I don't know why he has Air Slash Keldeo. The same Keldeo also has Aqua Jet. So very unconventional Keldeo. But he dodges, he misses Air Slash, so I'm definitely lucking my opponent here. And I'm able to just OHKO him with the E-Belt Giga Drain. So he loses Keldeo for no reason. So I felt bad about that one, but I was just sacking this. He goes to Togekiss. He's able to knock me out. He gets a crit. I'm pretty sure that crit didn't matter because, like I said, he's offensively invested. So would have killed regardless. But now I think I can just go Drill. I thought about SDing here, but the fact that he had Fire Blast and was offensively invested, I wasn't comfortable. I'm in a position here that I don't need to predict, so I'm not going to. Last game, the team structure forced me in a position where I should have played more aggressively, but in a situation like this, I do not need to play that way, so I'm not going to. So I'm going to make the safe play, go for Iron Head. He doesn't have leftovers, he doesn't have Flame Orb, and Sand is up, so this chip damage isn't going to, you know, go to waste. Like every little bit actually matters. So I'm content with going for that Iron Head there. Now here, what do? I don't even remember. I think I go Medusa. Yeah, Hydreigon, as he Scalds expected. And I know he has Ice Beam. I hope you can't hear that train in the background. Train, please go away. Not now. Train, why you gotta do this? Train, stop. Okay, I think it stopped. Where was I? Oh, Hydreigon. I know he has Toxic. I know he has Ice Beam. So I just go for Dark Pulse. Seeing how much it'll do. Life Orb. It only does 31. So that kind of scared me. He goes for Recover here. Here I know I'm fine to just go for Nasty Plot. As he goes for Recover again, so now when I go for my +2 Dark Pulse, it'll 2-hit KO. So he goes for Toxic, but at this point it doesn't even matter. I'm able to Dark Pulse, knock that out, and I will outspeed Togekiss if he goes to that. Mimikyu still has its Disguise up, so that's obviously his play right here. I do outspeed Mimikyu because I'm levitating, I'm unaffected by the Sticky Web, so I can break the thing's Disguise. So I'm just going to go for Dark Pulse. I might flinch him, but I don't. He goes for SD, and I die to the Toxic. So I wanted the Sand, so I go Hippo before anything else. I go Hippo, get the Sand up for my Drill, and I get up Rocks, which could have potentially been a throw, seeing as how much the Shadow Claw did, especially if it crit. Like, Shadow Claw has a high crit rate. So what I'm saying is that I should have Whirlwinded, or I had Sucker Punch. Yeah, I don't know. What I'm getting at is I don't think Rocks right here was my best play, which I go for. Because if he SD'd a second time, things could have got real dicey instead of going for Shadow Claw right there. Because here I go for Whirlwind in case he SDs again, but I know that at just +2, Shadow Claw will not OHKO my Excadrill. So I go for Whirlwind here just in case he tries to SD again. He doesn't, he just Shadow Sneaks to knock me out. And like I said, here I go Drill, because I know +2 Shadow Sneak will not knock me out. It does 61, so had he SD'd again, I don't know if that would have killed or not. I wasn't calcing, I was just going, you know, doing the mental math. I didn't think it would kill Drill. Yeah, I just go for Iron Head to knock this thing out. And Iron Head will also knock out Togekiss, especially with Rocks up. Didn't matter though, so yeah, I'm able to pull out a victory with Drill at the end there, but I definitely think I misplayed a little at the end there, but because I had such a fortunate early and mid game, I was able to just overpower it and defeat my opponent that way. Like, I definitely could have played better this whole game. I'm not going to deny I got lucky both this game and the last one, and, you know, my early rounds as well. But overall, I did defeat my round 1 opponent, my round 2 opponent, and I defeated my round 3 opponent in a best of 3, which means that congratulations to Elogee for winning the Dragonite Cup 2020. Oh yeah, look at this. Oh yeah. Now I can see what all the other ats were about. I've won the Dragonite Cup. Okay. So yeah, I won the Dragonite Cup 2020, and the server owner ATG here actually gave me a Discord Nitro, Classic Nitro for a month. So shoutouts ATG, shoutouts Dragon Empire. There's a lot more than tournaments like this going on. Like there's this whole league thing and everything. But I just signed up for the tournament because, like I said, I was itching to play OU again and didn't want a ladder or anything. I just wanted something, a little tournament like this was perfect for what I wanted to do, and I ended up winning, which is, you know, very nice, I think, anyway. So, yep, that's my Dragonite Cup 2020 footage. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed my Maractus team and Mono Band and DD Lapras, DD Tyranitar. But yeah, overall, thank you for watching, guys. If you stuck with me throughout this whole video, it means a lot that you watched the whole thing. So I don't know what else to say, so I'll just say thank you again for watching, and have a good day, guys.